I am your father.
Hello everybody, my name's Ben Robbins from the Lost World of Movie Props, and I'm here today with Trevor Butterfield. How you doing, Trevor?
I'm fine, thank you. Yeah.
So, Trevor, you've been in Star Wars, Harry Potter, Mission Impossible, Indiana Jones as well. So tell us what it's like to be in Star Wars and who your character was and your role in Star Wars.
Well, at the time, I'm going back, 40 odd years now. To me, at the time, it was just a job.
Yeah.
The agency said there's a film being made in EMI Studios at Bournemouth. You've got to go for a fit-in and an interview, and that's what I did. I hadn't seen the first Star Wars film, but this was for Empire Strikes Back, and I went up there and saw the director, and he said, "Yeah, I want you to be an Imperial officer and to be within a scene with Darth Vader, Dave Prowse." So yeah, that's what it is. That's what it was basically. Yeah.
Oh wow! So you didn't even know the success of the first film, or you hadn't?
I knew the success, but not being a sort of a sci-fi fan, I didn't really take much notice of it. But once I'd sort of been on Empire, then I sort of thought, hang on a minute, this is the second film, and I went then to see the original one, the first one. So, and then, and then especially when I worked on Jedi, that was even more so more interested in the sagas. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I quite like the end results of the three films.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Star Wars is still such a big part of your life now. I mean, you're just surprised that it's still such a big part of your life
I'm
today?
very surprised, because at the time, no one would envisage that there would be conventions in the way they are. I mean, we just sort of treated it as a job.
Yeah.
Fun job, yeah. There was about, I suppose on Jedi, there was about 12 of the background artists who always put a different costume on if your face wasn't seen. So, I mean, it was like a little sort of club, and it's nice to do the conventions all these years later and meet up with the people we used to work with. And, so I would never have thought it was gone the way it has done.
Yeah. So did you always want to be an actor growing up, or was it a role you fell into in life?
It's something I fell into.
Yeah.
A friend of mine introduced me to the central casting, which gave out work for background artists, and I had some spare time on my hands, so I decided to do a bit of film work.
Yeah.
And I sort of started getting so much work that I had to sort of finish my full-time job as an engineer. And I went that way, and once I got into it and seeing the other aspects of filmmaking, I got interested into special effects, which after Jedi, that's where I went. I went into special effects after that.
So what kind of special effects did you
It's mechanical effects.
Mechanical effects,
yeah. I mean, this was before CGI. This is going back to 1982. CGI, I mean, was never heard of, obviously. So, yes, mechanical effects, really. Yeah.
So talk us through a little bit of mechanical effects, how that works and what you did with them.
Well, depending on whichever film. I mean, my forte was hydraulics and pneumatics, because I used to work in the aircraft industry.
Okay.
And to do sort of for example, a boat, you might have a large ship or something.
Yeah.
You might just have the deck. Well, it's all got to move as if it's on the water. So you've got all these hydraulic rams making the movements, and we would control it by a handheld device, which I don't really want to go into. It'd take all day, but I mean, I was basically brought in to special effects to start doing hydraulic work, and then I got involved in other I suppose there's no apprenticeship for special effects. You have to learn as you go along, and I ended up sort of I'm still in it, so 40 years later.
So what was it like being on the set of Indiana Jones? Because you worked with Harrison Ford, obviously, in Indiana Jones and Star Wars. What's it like to work around him and see him in action?
Yeah, well, I worked on the first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, as a German soldier. and that's when I first met Harrison. Well, I'd already met him on Empire.
Yeah.
And then I went on to special effects and worked on Last Crusade. And I was involved in the tank.
Yeah.
We built the full-size tank, and he was involved in that, obviously, with the fight scene with with the Germans and Sean Connery.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a nice guy. Yeah. No, nice. Yeah, nice to work with. Demanding, you know. So yeah, but no, very nice guy. Yeah.
So how are you feeling being back at a convention? I mean, the country's back open a bit more. I mean, are you happy meeting the fans today?
Well, it's good, yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about when you go to conventions, is meeting the fans and the people that you've worked with in the past. Because that's the only time you sort of meet up at these conventions, and you know, you have a chat and reminisce. So it's quite nice. Yeah.
And you've been quite happy with people coming up to your table and taking pictures with them. And
yeah, no problem. No problem, because I mean, it's good for them. They enjoy it, and you know, they put themselves about to come here and obviously pay for an autograph.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yes, I mean, you've got to sort of participate and make the people happy, you know. I mean, some people have travelled a long way.
Yeah. Cool. That's wonderful, Trevor. I didn't want to take up too much of your time today. Just a quick little chat, because obviously I want to let you get back to your table and meet the fans. But thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks very much. Okay, all the best. Cheers.